now. Currently, you see none. We are going to take this moment to celebrate a man by the name of Phineas Johnson, a big Memphis Tigers supporter, big supporter of Memphis in general. And we want to pray for all his friends and his family. All right, guys, thank you for that. We really hate to start our show like that, but we wanted to take an opportunity to give thanks to a man that did a lot for the city of Memphis and all athletics in general. So Phineas Johnson, thank you for everything you did for the city of Memphis. Now, to get our show going, I got some coaching news I want to talk about, guys. I don't know about y'all. Evidently, there's some new guy down in Jacksonville that maybe a few people have heard of. Other news bouncing around. I also want to talk about what I feel is very odd, peculiar activity happening in Knoxville as well. Um, John, Christian, Aaron, Nathan, Brandon.
Nathan.
I know. Nathan's just. All right,
Apologize.
all right. So, all right. Let me just get this out of the way first.
Over, guys.
Oh my lord. Let me just get this out of the way at the beginning of the show.
Hang on.
Nathan.
I think Christian should apologize first.
Okay, yeah. Go ahead, Christian.
I was wrong, man. I was dead wrong. I thought Ohio State was.
That was a butt whooping.
I thought Ohio State was better than that, but they apparently didn't play enough games this year.
Yeah, when I'm wrong, I'm wrong. And I was wrong. Alabama beat the crap out of Ohio State. Just like Nathan said was going to happen. Just like Raymond Makita that was on the show said was going to happen.
But see, here's what I
Brandon,
Brandon,
Brandon said the same thing. John,
no. Brandon called it better than anybody, though.
Oh, I know. He called 28 points. He did. Go ahead.
Vegas, if you're listening, I'm up for hire.
What were you saying, Aaron?
So I was saying, like, okay, guys, you got college football, then you got the NFL. But somewhere in between, you got a different animal, and that animal is Alabama. Not college, because they beat the crap out of everyone they see. but I'm sure they probably can't even beat a New York Jets, so it's like they're right in the middle,
It's kind of like the next step to the pros,
Yes.
Like, well, it's
Don't remind me about my Jets. It's like minor league football.
Yeah, exactly.
Minor league football.
Exactly. It's
They're like the XFL. They joined the XFL.
They would beat XFL teams.
Yeah, they would.
Yeah.
Oh, most definitely. They would run them out of the gym. No doubt. Golly, it'd be terrible.
out of the field.
Gym field, same thing.
Yeah. Speaking of college football, I got to talk about Tennessee just to start off the show. I found this to be the most peculiar hire I think I've ever seen. All right, so everyone knows Jeremy Pruitt is at Tennessee. Jeremy Pruitt's having issues. Philip Fulmer is his athletic director. Well, let me take you back to the Jeremy Pruitt hiring process. A man by the name of Kevin Steele was this close to becoming the Tennessee head coach. Kevin Steele was at Auburn. Kevin Steele was relieved of his duties. Now Kevin Steele has been hired as a defensive assistant, but Tennessee also put out a hiring freeze. So how do you hire someone if you're in a hiring freeze? Then evidently, according to reports, there was another coach, which I don't know his name, who was going to be hired, but they told him, no, we can't hire you. We're in a hiring freeze. Here's what I think is getting ready to happen. I think that was a Philip Fulmer hire, and Jeremy Pruitt's getting ready to be shown the door, and Kevin Steele is getting ready to be your new head coach at the University of Tennessee.
Ooh, okay.
Why not just make him the head coach and do it right now?
Yeah, what's up with the games?
Because that wasn't a Jeremy Pruitt move. That was a Philip Fulmer move.
You know, Wes, I heard the same exact thing, and I've heard it's going to be as early as Sunday. That's when it's going to happen.
Yeah, I found that, and that's something that nobody's really talking about. But I found that to be the most crazy move I've seen so far.
Yeah, because it doesn't make sense that he went from the same position. I believe it. Where was he? Auburn.
Yeah, he was the DC
to
at
take
Auburn.
a job to take a worse job at the moment. The same position at a different school. It don't make sense.
It wasn't even the same position, Christian. It was a defensive assistant.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
I mean,
So
what is
It's like
that?
a defensive line job or something.
see,
Oh,
that
wow.
don't. There's something to that. I think.
Exactly.
There's a scheme going on.
Man, yeah, it's Jeremy Pruitt's getting ran out of town. What
I mean,
happened.
how much? I guess the money could be a thing too, but I don't know.
Wes, did you
All
also
I care about is the fact that they're getting looked at by the NCAA. That makes my heart happy.
Yeah, they are, and I think
From
that's
Tennessee or
yes.
Auburn?
No,
Tennessee.
Tennessee is, yes.
Okay.
Majorly, by the way.
Wes, did you notice that 3 of their assistant coaches' contracts are due up January 31st?
Yes, and that's where I feed into this is getting ready to be Kevin Steele's team. They're going to let everybody go. It's just going to be him, and he's going to get to hire his staff. I mean, I don't know what Jeremy Pruitt's buyout is. I'd be very interested
It's about.
to know.
I think it's somewhere between 12 and 15 million.
Is it really?
Oh yeah, they're gonna buy
So-
it now.
Well,
It's not like
I
Gus
mean,
Malzahn where it's like
Freeze is
28
still at
million.
Liberty, right? He's chilling over there, right?
oh, Gus? Yeah, Gus ain't going to leave.
No, Hugh Freeze.
Gus is playing
Freeze.
golf.
Yeah. Hugh, yeah.
Yeah,
Hugh's
he's
at Liberty.
over at Liberty. Yeah.
The Liberty Eagles, according to.
Yeah, according to
ESPN.
ESPN, yeah, Liberty Eagles. I don't even know, whatever. Anyway. But let me get y'all's opinion real quick. So speaking of the NFL, obviously we found out, what was it yesterday, that Urban Meyer is now the Jacksonville Jaguars head coach. Let me ask you this: when I look back at Urban Meyer, anyway, I don't know that I've ever known him to be, and correct me if I'm wrong, which I know y'all will, because y'all are so great at it. But
John.
yes,
Oh,
John
too.
especially, yes.
I have so many questions about this. Like,
All right, yeah, me too. So
Yeah,
my first
I mean-
question is this. All right, so I've never known Urban Meyer to be a quote unquote play caller. When he was at Utah, he had Dan Mullen. When he was at Florida, he had Dan Mullen.
Dan Mullen.
Yeah, when he was at Ohio State, he had Tom Herman. I mean, I think his coordinator hires are going to be very crucial to see how successful he really is there. And all right, here's my question to
Did he
y'all.
already hire? Oh, sorry.
Yeah, you're good. A, do you like the hire? B, who do you think he should hire as his coordinators? Aaron, go first.
ooh.
Was it me?
Mhm.
Sorry. Okay, so I will say I like the hire. I like it. I know we talked on last show about how a lot of college coaches are not successful in the NFL, but I feel like this will be a different story. I don't know if it's real or not, but did y'all get a notification about Charlie Strong being hired? as
Yeah.
a coach?
Linebacker coach.
So I think that's a good get. I feel like, honestly, might as well try Tom Herman again as a coordinator. Wait, did Tom Herman get another job somewhere else?
No, I don't think
yet.
so.
Okay, well, I mean, if heck, it's like if Arizona gets away with hiring this, can't even think of his name, but that guy from Texas Tech, and
Yeah.
I felt like they had a pretty good season. No, they did not make it to the playoffs, but I think they're a season away from making it. And so if I feel like they can get Tom Herman as a play caller, and I think it could work in the NFL because I'm personally seeing I think Lamar Jackson, Cam Newton, all these guys are kind of changing the way the NFL is looking offensively. You're starting to see more running around and more scrambling and stuff, and it seems to be working to a certain extent. Like, yes, there's a lot of injury. Like, didn't Kyler Murray get injured a little bit towards the end of the season? So I mean, that's not. I mean, the pocket's still the ideal place to be for an NFL quarterback, but the league is changing. In my opinion, it's starting to look a little more like college. When I was a kid, I didn't really like the NFL, and now I'm starting to like it. Not just because I'm older, but just because it's starting to look like something exciting to me. It's starting to look a little more like college football. So I feel like Urban Meyer will be successful. I do not know how he's going to handle coaching a bunch of adults. I don't know if he's going to be used to that. He may have to, because NFL coaches, they have to handle themselves in a different way. When you're in college, you're sort of a guardian. But when you're in NFL, this guy's making more money than you. So how do you step up and do your job, but still be respected?
Yeah.
It's a tough thing, but I like the hire. Defensive coordinator, I like Charlie Strong. If that was true, I like that. So I like Tom Herman, Charlie Strong.
Charlie Strong is going to be the linebackers coach.
Or the linebackers coach. Okay. Well then, I don't know for defensive coordinator, but I got Tom Herman for offensive coordinator. But I think,
yeah. I mean, let's just be honest about it. When you look at college coaches that have made the jump to the NFL, Saban wasn't all great at Miami. Spurrier was not good in Washington. Kingsbury, I think, has done a good job, to be honest about it. Pete Carroll, I think, has obviously been the person that's broken the rule of nobody's successful coming out of college. You look at the guy that was just in Jacksonville that was fired, Doug Maroney. He came from the college ranks as well. But looking at Urban Meyer, man, I think he's just a different beast. I think he's just a different animal. I think he operates at a totally different level than other coaches. But when you look at his offensive and defensive coordinator, it would not shock me one bit if he didn't go get a Ryan Day from Ohio State. It would not shock me one bit if he didn't go get Brian Hartline, who is the wide receivers coach right now for Ohio State. Played in the pros, knows the offense very well. Another guy that was at Michigan and is now the defensive coordinator, or a defensive coach at Ohio State. I can't, his name's escaped me. But I'm very interested to see, does Urban pluck from the college ranks, or does Urban pluck from the NFL ranks, or does he kind of get a little bit from both? Because you've got to have a guy that's going to be familiar with the NFL game. I think. I don't know that you can take all college coaches and bring them together and they're going to be uberly successful in the NFL. Maybe, but I don't know. I don't really see that. John, what about you, man? Do you like the hire, and what about coordinators? Brandon, we're going to come to you next.
I do like the hire, but the thing is, like I talked to you about with you in text messages, my problem is, you're saying this for your health is the main reason that that you're leaving these jobs or whatever, like saying it's because of your health. I'm really hoping and praying that his health is back on track, because I hope that wasn't really an excuse back in the day to just could have a job. But again, you never know these days, and I do like to hire in Jacksonville. I think he's in a good spot because he's familiar with the Florida background.
He's getting Trevor Lawrence. Let's not forget that.
Or Justin Fields. Yeah, he's an Ohio State guy.
Man, I'm just saying. I think when you look at the NFL today, and you look at guys like Josh Allen, you look at guys like I'll go ahead and say it, Tyler Heineke, or whatever the crap the guy's name was. It Tyler Heineke, right?
Better get it right.
What was it?
Heineke.
Tyler, yeah, whatever.
Taylor Heineke.
Yeah, him. Okay, him. When you look at guys like that, they can run, they can throw. Kyler Murray's another one, not as tall as Trevor Lawrence, but I don't think you can pass up Trevor Lawrence, man. I just looking at his body of work in college. Any NFL team is going to jump on that guy. And if you're Jacksonville, I don't think your roster is really that bad. I mean, they got Robinson at running back. Their defense is pretty young. I think if you're Urban Meyer, you go get a guy like Ryan Day. I don't know that you can pluck him from Ohio State right now, but if you can, you go pluck him. I think that's a good hire. But like I said, John, let's not forget.
Yeah,
Trevor Lawrence is going to be fun to watch in the NFL.
Don't be surprised if Willie Taggart goes there. No, I'm kidding.
He's still got those Florida connections. He may bring in a Tebow or something.
No, Tebow already declined it. He wants to focus on baseball.
He's
still playing base? Yeah.
Yeah, he's still playing baseball, so he declined.
Double A.
Is he on the MLB team yet? Or
the Mets Double A affiliate, I think, is still part of it.
He's been on that team for like 20 years.
Wow, I did not realize he was still swinging the bat. Interesting.
But yeah, I agree with Aaron. Maybe you can go after Tom Herman or Gus Malzahn.
Mhm.
But defense, I really don't know who would basically want to become a part of that organization right now.
Yeah.
Because nothing against that organization, but they've been 3 wins in the last 2 years. But it's just hard that for somebody actually to go there the way they've been struggling all year. Like you said, they are young.
I'm actually pretty surprised that he actually accepted the job. I mean, I'm
not at all.
I mean,
he's from Florida, so Florida and Ohio are the 2 main states.
I just kind of thought he was done, but maybe he just needed a break.
That's why I'm saying I'm just hoping these this health problems were pretty serious in general.
Yeah,
because I'm reading his book right now, Beyond the Line from Ohio State, but it's going to be interesting though in the offseason regardless.
Yeah, Brandon, what about you, man? Do you like the hire?
First things first, as far as Urban Meyer being hired at Jacksonville, I was listening to Sean Salisbury, who's a former NFL player himself, star of The Benchwarmers, my favorite baseball movie of all time. But I was listening to him on the radio today, and he said that coaching in the NFL is not like coaching in college. It's completely different. There's these guys are grown men. You're not their babysitter. They make their own choices, and if they screw up, it's on them. But also, it's on the coach at that point too, because the media is going to put it on the coach. Health-wise, I don't think it's a good decision for him if he's actually going through these health problems. I think it's a tough decision, and also for you to be successful in the NFL, the owners have to be able to back you. You have to have a good front office, everything like that. It's completely different in college. You don't have an owner in college. You get whatever money the boosters give you, and you go get who you want when you want them. The NFL is a salary cap. I mean, there's not a salary cap at Ohio State, if we're being honest. Just like there's not a salary cap at Alabama or any of the other big schools.
That we know of. No.
That we know of. But this is a big boy game, and Urban Meyer has been lucky because the greatest quarterback in college football history graced his presence when he was at Florida. and he had some damn good players at Ohio State. I was lucky enough, I believe, when Louisville and Utah played in the Liberty Bowl. It might have been 2003. Urban Meyer was the head coach for Utah at the time, which was really cool. I got to see him coach like live in one of my first bowl games I ever went to. I think he's a good coach, but it all comes down to if the front office is going to support him and if the ownership group is going to support him. Because if they're not supporting you, then it's done.
It's hard to win in the NFL. I just don't see it lasting very long. I don't know, maybe 3 years max.
I want him to be successful because I think Jacksonville's a good franchise.
Yeah.
I think they have good pieces down there, and DJ Chark and who's the running back that was undrafted?
James Robinson.
Yeah.
Robinson's good. I think he's got good pieces down there, but I think I also like Gardner Minshew gets a bad rap for like being this playboy type dude. I have friends who played with him at Northwest Mississippi. The dude does not party like you think he does. The dude went to his dorm room, studied film, got ready to go to school, took good classes. That's all I've ever heard from him as people that know him is Gardner Minshew is a guy that you want to lead your team. He might not have all the talent in the world, but if you bring in Trevor Lawrence and Gardner Minshew like helps guide him and smoother into the NFL, who's saying Trevor Lawrence isn't going to be a stud quarterback or Justin Fields? I personally think Trevor Lawrence is going number one. You have to remember Justin Fields was never coached by Urban Meyer. Justin Fields transferred from Georgia after Urban Meyer left Ohio State. So that Ohio State connection is kind of up in the air to me. But, yeah, I want him to be successful. But like I said, if his health isn't there and if he's not getting support from the front office, he's not going to be successful at all.
So who's the OC in DC?
Yeah, that's what I was getting ready to say.
In a perfect world, and call me crazy, but I want Gary Kubiak to go down there and be the offensive coordinator for him. NFL veteran head coach, former Broncos head coach. He won us a Super Bowl. I think he's a good coach. He's also had problems. You know, he wanted to come back and be the coach for the Broncos, and John Elway basically told him no. Well, Kubiak said, "Screw y'all! I'm going to go coach the Vikings and be the offensive coordinator." The Vikings have a dang good offense. In DC is hard. I don't really know. I'm trying to think.
To me, the defensive coordinator is the hardest position. It's just, who does he get? I mean, he'd go get anybody. I mean, really.
Yeah.
I'm trying to look up somebody to see if they're still around. But I don't really know. Like
Malzahn.
Jets defensive coordinator.
Gus Malzahn. I mean,
what about? I mean, let me ask you this: like, what about a guy like an Adam Gase? As crazy as that sounds,
okay.
Isn't he like a defensive coordinator type guy?
He is.
Isn't he like
the name I was looking for, because I'm partial to it, and he had the best NFL defense for quite a few years in Denver. He's about 80 years old, but Wade Phillips.
Yeah.
Dude's a coach, and he wants to come back and coach. He said it like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So, I think Wade Phillips would be a good hire for him, at least to start out, you know, because Urban Meyer's coming in as – he's not young, but a young NFL coach. If you get veteran guys like Kubiak and Phillips around you to help surround your NFL program and build off of that, like, man, sky's the limit at that point. And I think these younger guys that they have in there will respect the older coaches because they understand that these guys have been here for a long time and there's a reason they were there.
I completely agree. Yeah. Well, I was going to do Christian, and then I was going to get Nathan.
My fault.
Christian, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, there's obviously a lot of people he can choose from, but like Aaron said, Herman. I don't know that he could make that jump after getting fired, but we have seen it. Why not go coach under Urban Meyer and try to, less pressure. It'll be less pressure. To me, Tom Herman doesn't strike me as a head coach for some reason. He could probably fit better in an offensive coordinator role. And defensive coordinator, oh man, it's hard because there's not a lot of, there's not a lot of great defenses, so it's hard to pick a great defensive coach because the game now is mostly offensive. But yeah, I don't really know about defense. Who do they have there now? I mean, I guess they could keep him for now.
I'm guessing Doug Maroney was calling their defense. I know he's got a defensive background, but I honestly don't know. What about this? And this is going to be kind of off the wall and crazy, but what about I could see Urban Meyer going and plucking a guy like a Lincoln Riley.
Oh, yeah.
As crazy as that sounds, that would not shock me.
He's going to Philly.
Would he because Philadelphia wants him as a head coach. Would you want to be a head coach or a coordinator?
Lincoln Riley's the next head coach at Alabama.
Put yourself in Urban's shoes. Who would you want to hire right now?
Me personally, Ryan Day.
Think of
Ryan Day.
Yeah.
Ryan Day. I would take Ryan Day in a heartbeat. Or what about this? I thought about this today at work. What about Tony Elliott from Clemson?
Oh.
I think that would shake things up.
It won't happen. It won't happen at all. But what if Mike Norvell?
I've thought about that too. I thought about that too.
What about what's his name at Clemson? The Brett.
Yeah,
Venables,
that's who I was thinking. Venables.
Yeah.
Venables was who I was thinking too, Aaron. I couldn't think of the name.
Yeah.
I don't know. We could go on all day, but.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
But I mean,
Sarkisian's leaving Texas. No, I'm kidding.
I'll be interested to see who he does hire. It's hard for me to get pumped up because it is Jacksonville, but you never know.
Live update from John.
So the thing that pumps me up about Jacksonville is I love underdog teams.
Yeah.
Like the Browns. I picked the Browns up 3 years ago, and when Jannard Avery got drafted to them, I was like, all right, cool. This is going to be my secondary team next to the Broncos. And look at them right now. They're playing the Chiefs on, Sunday?
Yeah.
Or tomorrow? Is it Sunday?
Yeah.
Sunday.
We'll find out in a little bit. But, no, I cheer for underdog teams, so I want the Jaguars to be good. But like I said a minute ago, it all depends on if they're getting front office support and the players buy in and if Urban Meyer can coach.
Yeah. Nathan, what about you, man? Do you like the hire of Urban Meyer?
I like the hire. I was watching on ESPN, I was watching one of the talk shows on there, and some of them were talking about the hiring of Urban Meyer, about his health and everything, because of what he had, what he went through at Ohio State. He even had health issues at Florida too.
Yeah.
And all of them said the same thing. Can he do it? Is he in good health to do it? It's different. It's going to be different because you're talking to grown ass men that are bringing in millions and everything. So they're going to come in with a little bit of an attitude. So you can't treat them like for instance, Nick Saban.
Yeah,
Nick Saban can't go in there and pull somebody's helmet down, start cussing them out, and all this.
That's exactly why it didn't work in Miami. But go ahead.
Have you seen the video of him making that dude cry?
Yes.
Nick Saban made that dude cry.
Yes, he did.
You almost can't do it in college now.
No,
Yeah,
no,
you
you
can.
almost can't.
Yeah, you can.
No, because Jeremy Pruitt got in trouble when he did to what was that quarter?
Man, if
Garrett-
Nick
Garrett Hart,
Saban
whatever.
didn't have a mask covering his face, you could read every F word that he
Yes,
spews.
yes.
He
I
does
mean,
it to his
he
players.
cussed out the-
He does
he
it to
cussed out
his
the defensive
coaches.
coordinator.
It doesn't matter who it is. Saban
Yeah.
is going to ream you a new
If he'll cuss out his coaches, then he'll definitely cut you out. But
But my thing about it is the whole hire. I think it's a good hire. Give the man a chance at it. You never know unless you try if you're going to be successful or if you're not. I mean, Nick Saban, he was successful in the NFL, but he wasn't success. You know, he was successful when he was under Bill Belichick with the Browns. He was successful then. You know, he wasn't so successful when he took on the head coaching job in Miami. He had a few good games here and there.
he was still a young coach at the time. He may just not have been ready for the NFL.
I mean, he beat Belichick.
Yeah.
I mean, with the Dolphins. So
Yeah.
so it's just gonna want to be one of them things where you just got to see who he you know, the coaches he brings in, you know, how he handles the environment of it. I think he'll do fine, but like I said, we won't know until the season kicks off to see how the first few games come out. I mean, I don't know what their schedule is. I don't know who they play here and there, or even in preseason. But we'll just have to see. Now, talking about coaches bringing in, I think a defensive coordinator. I mean, Charlie Strong. He might call it Charlie. He might bring him in. I wish he'd take Bill O'Brien off our hands where we ain't got to hire him. But
y'all are hard on some coaches down there in daggum Alabama. I mean, crap. Y'all boys,
It's hard to find a replacement as good as Saban. I'll just say that much.
I mean, it's hard to find an offensive coordinator that was like Steve Sarkisian. So I mean,
Well, hey Nathan, like you have to think though, like Bill O'Brien was one hell of a coach when he was at Penn State. So the dude knows the college game, and it hasn't changed that much.
No. Yeah. So we'll
just a terrible NFL coach.
But
hey, Nathan,
I think
T. Martin's available soon.
No. No. Look,
Tennessee won't even hire him.
No. Look, I'm still waiting for somebody to take our defensive coordinator. I heard there was Power 5 teams that were looking at getting him. So I'm hoping they take him so we can bring somebody else. But Charlie Strong would be a good defensive coordinator to bring in. I wouldn't be surprised if he goes after Hugh Freeze as the offensive coordinator. Ryan Day would be a good hire. I even heard there was Philadelphia was looking at Ryan Day at some point as a head coach as well. So, but I mean that would be my top picks out of.
It's probably going to be somebody we never would have even thought about.
Oh yeah, it's going to be a surprise. I mean. But that's the thing about Urban Meyer. He can put together a hell of a coaching staff. That is what he was good at when he was at Florida. I mean, he might call up Dan Mullen for crying out loud. Tell Dan Mullen to go to the NFL. I mean,
hey, there is talks that Dan Mullen might be interviewing soon for an NFL job.
I mean, look at it. Dan Mullen is the one he coached under Urban Meyer and coached Tim Tebow. So I mean, that would be a perfect hire for him in a way because he's already worked under Urban Meyer.
That's a good point. Yeah.
So now I would have loved to see Tim Tebow on the sidelines, but if he wants to focus on baseball, more to it. But I mean that's my opinion on it.
John, we got some NFL games going on this weekend, buddy.
You forgot some more coaching news.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Arthur Smith.
Who's watching the Lakers game?
Christian, are you watching the Lakers game?
Oh, God. What? What happened?
Go ahead, John. We can hear now.
What happened?
Tell me next time. Sooner.
Well, it looks like the Falcons hired Arthur Smith from the Tennessee's offensive coordinator days.
Really?
Wow.
Okay.
Sorry,
Look
Titan
out
fans.
now.
That's fine.
But wait. I want to say this real quick. Y'all talk about Mike Norvell. Look, he's already putting a squad together at Florida State, buddy. So I think ACC better watch out because Mike Norvell, I think he's going to be bringing Florida State back here soon.
I said it when he left here. The guy is going to win the ACC within his first 5 years, and he's going to win a national championship within the next 10.
I mean, he's building a squad over there, dude. I mean, it's impressive. He's bringing in transfers and all these. I mean, he's even got that quarterback from UCF.
Mackenzie Melton, yeah.
Yeah, he's bringing him over. So there you go. You already got you a quarterback. So, and a damn good one. So,
yeah, Arthur Smith from the got the job at the Falcons. The Seattle Seahawks are interviewing as their offensive coordinator, Coach Lynch from the Chargers, who recently just got fired.
Oh shit!
He should not have been fired, by the way.
No, he should not have.
No, I mean, the dude had a winning record. Me being in their division, dude had a winning record. He put Justin Herbert out there on the field. And Justin Herbert, I'm not saying Justin he's going to be a world beater, but the dude had one of the best years a rookie's ever had as a quarterback. And he didn't start the first 2 games, I believe.
Right.
If it wasn't for a doctor putting a needle in Tyrod Taylor's lung, we wouldn't have seen that season. And I wouldn't have won a fantasy championship.
Well, that can open up a whole other can of worms that, is a little more of a sensitive subject, but nobody knows.
Yeah,
I think a lot of people in San Diego are probably upset about them losing all these leads in the fourth quarter as well.
Yeah, very true.
And then the Jets, breaking news, also hired that Robert Saleh guy from San Francisco defense coordinator, which a lot of people are still questioning that hire as well.
Yeah.
That guy just looks mad.
I don't think anyone is going to do great at the Jets right now. I mean,
and then hey, we lost because of you, Wes, because of the Jets pick.
Yeah, you did.
Oh my gosh.
Go Jets.
But real quick, another topic that we kind of can discuss. Josh Gordon suspended indefinitely again from the Seahawks or the NFL due to substance abuse. He basically had it again.
It's time.
Are we really surprised by that at this point?
Yeah, it's just ban him from the league and get with.
I'm past the disappointment phase with him.
Well, and this time it wasn't even weed. It was performance-enhancing drugs.
Oh.
Yeah.
Like,
to me, that's worse.
Yeah.
That's worse than smoking weed.
I mean, just ban him and be done with it. That's where I'm at. I mean, why are we continuing to go down the same road when this guy's not going to change? But anyway, go ahead, John.
And Brandon, breaking news out of Denver. I'm sure you already heard about it, about your boy Von Miller.
Yeah, he's under police investigation, but nobody knows for what.
I think it's
that
regarding
brings me
the
to another
season,
question.
Right?
Do you guys think Antonio Brown's going to get it together eventually, or is he going to?
No, I think he's got mental problems.
I guess I need to remove my old Von Miller jersey back here and let David Freeze hang now.
Yeah, you can start a barbecue later with it.
Well, the Von Miller thing.
Dude, give me a Super Bowl. Hold on.
The Von Miller thing is definitely interesting, especially when, like you said, Wes, the police is investigating as a criminal investigation because he told his ex-girlfriend, who's pregnant, supposedly, to lose the baby.
I've read a little bit into that too, and me being a Broncos fan, I saw these screenshots she put up and stuff like that. Well, they were like totally out of whack. They were, as far as like the screenshots, some of them were white background screenshots, some of them were like purplish, some of them were black. So, like, I think she's just putting stuff together. I mean, that's my personal opinion, but like, because I mean, the dude signed a massive contract in Denver, and he's going into his last year, which is, I believe, worth around like 25-30 million. And I know it's a sensitive subject, talking about money chasing and stuff like that. So I'm going to lay off of that. But I mean, I I don't know what to think of the guy. I love Von Miller as a football player. I know he had trouble at Texas A&M before the Broncos ever drafted him. I hope he hasn't resorted back to those ways. But, if he did do this, I've lost all respect for him at that point. If he does come out to being guilty as far as doing all that. So,
Yeah,
definitely be interesting.
Yeah, but at the same time, the police still has to do its due diligence and definitely investigate everything involved. But yeah, Von Miller, I hope he didn't do anything crazy, but if he did, he needs to be punished. That's just how it is. John, what games we got going on this weekend, man?
Tomorrow we'll start it out, guys. 3:35 Central Time on good old Fox.
Christian. Go ahead, John. I didn't want to hear the play-by-play of the Laker game while you were trying to talk. Go ahead.
Who cares about the Lakers?
Christian does, evidently.
He's a Maverick fan, I thought.
Go ahead, John.
All right, here we go. 3:35 Central Time. We got the good old NFL games starting out tomorrow in this divisional semifinals. The LA Rams travel to Green Bay. Green Bay is a 7.5-point favorite. Over and unders at 46.5. Jared Goff, 370 for 552 on the year for over 3,000 yards passing, 20 touchdowns, 13 interceptions. Aaron Rodgers, who is probably going to be the MVP.
MVP.
372 out of 526 for 4,299 yards for 48 touchdowns and 5 interceptions, guys. I'm going to go with Green Bay. Ryan Ladley, a special guest picker also for today, has got Green Bay as well.
I'll go.
For Christian.
Yeah, the Rams got a really big win against Seattle, but I don't think they can follow that up with another upset at Green Bay. I just think this might be Aaron Rodgers' best or one of his best chances to win another Super Bowl this year, but it will be a interesting matchup against the Rams, but I think the Packers will pull this one out.
What's the line on this one, John?
7.5, but we're going with the straight up winners.
We're going straight up anyway. Man, just when you look at Aaron Rodgers and what he's done with who he has around him, it's just amazing to watch. Besides Devontae Adams, let's be honest, does he really have any other real weapons on that offense? I haven't.
Aaron Jones. That's about it.
Yeah, him and then the lizard guy or lizard, whatever his name is. Yeah, him. That's it. But then again, when you flip it to the Rams, last week was impressive. I'll admit it. I did not think they would beat the Seahawks at all. But when you look at this week, I think you got to go with Green Bay Packers. I think Aaron Rodgers, discount double check, is doing his thing, man. He is throwing the ball everywhere on lasers. Love watching him play football. I've always liked him, even when he was a Cal. When he was drafted with my boy Brett Favre was there, and that was kind of the writing on the wall that Brett was done. But when you look at Aaron Rodgers, of course, last year they drafted Jordan Love, which I think is a very talented quarterback. But Aaron ain't going anywhere for a while, I don't think. I think he's still
he just won MVP, so obviously he's
something that was pointed out to me today. I've thought all season Aaron Rodgers was leaving. Something that was pointed out to me today, they don't trust Love yet.
No.
He isn't even dressed. He's not even dressed on the sidelines. He's not even a backup. So they're just kind of – I think they're being careful with him. Because the dude's got all the talent. He's a great quarterback in college. They wouldn't have drafted him first round if they didn't think he was worth anything. They're just being
though is who's starting ahead of him. That's literally probably the only reason he's not starting.
Yeah. Well, no, it's not just that. I'm just saying because he's a young guy. I think Aaron Rodgers has a lot of football left in him. I mean, look at Tom Brady. Tom Brady's 43 years old, and he's still slinging the ball, has a chance to go to the NFC Championship game next week. Aaron Rodgers is going to be in that same predicament, and he's going to shatter every record. So, when Peyton broke the records, all of us thought, okay, Tom Brady and Drew Brees are going to break them eventually. Aaron Rodgers is going to shatter those records that they broke. It's not even going to be close if he stays healthy, and I think he's going to stay in Green Bay. LaFleur's system just fits him perfect. So,
yeah.
So let's get Green Bay, right?
Yeah. I got Green Bay winning this game by 14 points.
And then Brandon's got Green Bay. Okay, cool. So who's next? Aaron or Nathan?
I didn't make my pick.
Yeah, you did.
He talks so highly of Green Bay now he's going to pick
He's going to go to the Rams.
Hey, that's a perfect bait and switch, though, Brandon. You get them in over here and then whoop, at the end. I love it.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Because our boy Darrell Henderson isn't playing, I'm going Green Bay. But the Rams' defense is unbelievable. The last few games that I've seen them, I watched Jalen Ramsey play a lot this year. The dude locked down every big receiver that he played all season. I mean, DK Metcalf had one catch against him the second time they played, and 4 the first time they played, and then he only had 4 last week. He shut down Stephon Diggs, who was statistically the best receiver in the NFL this year, to 1 catch for 4 yards.
Yeah.
I mean, Jalen Ramsey's a dog. That's not even to mention the best defensive player in the league on their defensive line.
He's got to cover Jamal Adams this week. Or Devontae
Adams.
But you also have Sam Darnold you can't forget about on that defensive line like Brandon was talking about, dude. Yeah. He's a beast, and he's hard to block, dude.
Aaron Donald is unreal. I mean, the dude's the best in football.
I can see Rodgers running around for his life.
But I think Green Bay wins. I do believe the Rams cover. I think Jared Goff looked pretty good, even though he had his thumb injury last week. I think he's getting a little bit healthier. I don't know how the Rams. I think it's supposed to be 32 degrees at kickoff, and snow's supposed to be on the ground. I don't know how the Rams play in that cold weather because they're so used to playing in a warm climate. But I do think the Rams cover tomorrow, and Aaron Rodgers is going to be out there dropping dimes and suck it signs. So it's going to be a fun game to watch.
And Jared Goff is also wearing gloves for the first time all year tomorrow, too.
Well, it's 15 degrees outside. I would be, too.
For his thumb, they say, though.
All right, who we got next?
Aaron or Nathan.
All right, so I got Packers in this game. I just feel like they're too loaded. Aaron Rodgers MVP. Yeah. Packers all the way.
Christian?
Nathan.
Sorry. Nathan, my bad.
Yeah, give me the dude. The Packers are going to go up against a tough defense, dude. LA does have a tough defense, and they proved it going against Seahawks. DK couldn't do nothing. Russell looked like a joke. I mean, it was downright embarrassing, basically, to be a Seahawks fan to sit there and watch LA just demolish your offense. I think it's going to be. I'm going with the Packers. I'm going with 14.
Wes, how long have you been a Packers fan?
Oh man.
Since the Titans lost last week?
No.
Middle school?
Yeah. I mean, let's see. I mean, definitely when Favre was there.
Were you a fan when the Broncos played the Packers in that Super Bowl?
Yes, most definitely. And I was going for the Packers.
Okay.
Who won that game?
That's when John Elway got hit and did that little spinneroonie to get
the helicopter, baby. The helicopter in the end zone to win us the Super Bowl.
Yeah, we know.
No, that's the same year I tore your cheese head, right?
Yes, really? We're really gonna bring that up, huh? Yeah, it is, John. Yeah, it is.
No, I don't remember. That's all. 8th grade year.
Man, that pissed me off. Still does. All right, who's next?
Okay. Why does it piss you off? Oh, that's right. Because I'm trying to have it, put it on and it tore. I forgot.
Yeah, big head. Come on, move on.
All right. Next game, Baltimore at Buffalo. 7:15 kickoff. Baltimore 11-5. Buffalo 13-3. Buffalo is only a 2.5 point favorite. 49.5 is the over and under. Lamar Jackson 242 at 376 for 2757 passing, 26 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. And then our maybe runner-up of the MVP this year, Josh Allen, 396 for 572 for 45-44 for 37 touchdowns and 6 interceptions. Ryan Ladley's got the Buffalo Bills at home. I'm going to go with Buffalo at home as well, but I think Baltimore is going to play it close.
Oof. Man, I think this is going to be a really good game. I'm really looking forward to this. Just to be honest, Lamar Jackson was a man on a mission last week against the Titans.
He played everything pretty much on offense.
He did everything. I mean, he made every throw. He made every run when he had to. But with that being said, and their defense played great. Taking nothing away from Baltimore, had a great game last week. But I think this Josh Allen team and this Buffalo Bills defense is a team on a mission this season. I would absolutely love to see the Bills and the Browns against each other. And whoever wins, goes on. I would love to see it. Do I think it'll happen? I think it could. I honestly do. I think it could. I think both of those teams are sleepers for this season's playoffs. Just my opinion. But yeah, give me Buffalo to win this game by 10.
Speaking of Buffalo, real quick, guys, has Ed Oliver, where's my jacket at, been playing at all for Buffalo?
He's a starting defensive lineman.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he's actually done pretty well, actually. Christian, who you got, man?
Yeah, the Ravens defense played about as great a game as you can play against the Titans last week, but they're going to have their hands full this week with Josh Allen and the Bills. That team is really good offensively and defensively. So Lamar Jackson's going to have to – I don't believe he's going to be able to beat the Bills running around. He's going to actually have to make some throws. I could see this being a low-scoring game, but I like the Bills at home in this one. And it's going to be hard for me to pick against them this year just because I'd like to see them go to the Super Bowl and win. But I don't know if they can do that this year, but I do like them to get by the Ravens.
Nathan, who you got, man?
Man, I mean, you got two good teams, dude.
God, the Blues suck. Go ahead, Nathan. Sorry.
What's the score?
We do suck.
I'm
man.
sorry. What's going on with the Blues right now? They losing?
Go ahead, Nathan.
What's the score, Wes?
Oh.
We need an update.
Yeah, we need an update, Wes. I
It's-
need to hear about how the Blues are doing.
It's
You
3-0.
don't want an update.
It's 3-0 right
No.
now.
That's like a blowout.
I don't want an update.
I don't need
All right,
an update.
All right, look.
I guess I jinxed them today. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry.
So, I mean, Lamar Jackson proved a lot in that game against the Titans. I mean, he put on a show. They even said that he had something to prove because everybody said he wouldn't win. He wouldn't go too far in the playoff. And you got Buffalo. I mean, Buffalo, they barely escaped the Colts. I literally thought Indianapolis had them. Give me, you know what? I'm going to say it. Just give me the Ravens on this game. Give me Baltimore. I think I think Lamar Jackson still thinks he has something to prove, and they're coming off that win against the Titans. Give me Baltimore in this one. I think they're going to be. It's going to be close though. I think it's going to be they'll beat them by 3, but it'll be Baltimore by 3.
All right, Aaron, who you got, man?
All right, Nathan, I got Bills by 3.
All right.
Look, I'm going against the Alabama fan again. I'm just kidding. No, but I got Bills on this one. I want to see them do well. I think Josh Allen was playing really well, and I'm really excited to see this game. I know it's going to be very good, very close. I know I said that for this national championship. I was obviously wrong, but I feel like this game's actually going to be very good and very close. So I'm excited for it, and I got the Bills. 3 points.
All right. Bum, what about you, man?
Jonathan opened up with saying that the MVP runner-up, Josh Allen. That's a lie. MVP runner-up is Derrick Henry. We all know it.
Okay, third.
But Baltimore's defense played incredible. Hey, my puppy's going to make an appearance. Hold on. Come here, baby. Yeah. This is Memphis.
We met her last week.
Let Memphis do the pick.
Did you?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
You're fine. It's fine.
That dog is like.
It gave us your pick for last week, remember?
Yeah, it picked.
Oh, yeah. She gave me the Alabama pick, so she's going to give me good luck now for me picking the Baltimore Ravens tomorrow.
There we go.
All right. John, who you got, man?
I already said Buffalo at home.
You got Buffalo? Okay. All right, what's next?
Hang on one second. What did y'all think of the celebration at the end of the game last week?
Baltimore
was it too much, or do you think it was okay?
It's the same thing the Titans did to them.
Yeah,
That's
Titans
fine.
did the same thing.
That's fair game. I got no problem with it. And I'm a Titans fan. I got no problem with it.
Then Lamar Jackson running off to the locker room with time left on the clock.
I got no problem with it. And I'm a Titan fan.
Yeah.
Next game, Cleveland at Kansas City. Kansas City a 9.5-point favorite. Over and unders at 57. Cleveland's 11-5. Kansas City's 14-2. As Nathan put it, it's progressive versus staying farm, I believe, tomorrow too.
Yeah. 2 insurance companies going at it.
Baker Mayfield 305 for 486, 35-63 passing, 26 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. Nick Chubb over 1,000 yards rushing. Patrick Mahomes 390 of 538, 47-40, 38 touchdowns, and 6 interceptions on the year. Ryan Ladley has Kansas City. Wes, I'm gonna go with Cleveland. I'm gonna go different this week. I think Cleveland will lose last week, but I do like Cleveland to go into Kansas City. I think Baker Mayfield's gonna throw the ball, and Cleveland's gonna get some turnovers on defense as well. And I think Nick Chubb and the gang are gonna have like 200 yards rushing against Kansas City's defense. Plus, a lot of rumors going around right now regarding if the Kansas City's offensive coordinator is actually going to leave for another job.
Excuse me. First off, let me say this. I think Aaron.
Are you saying the game is going to be a snooze fest? No, I'm kidding.
No, not at all. I'm just tired. When you look at the offensive coordinator for the Kansas City Chiefs, I think is one of the best OCs in the NFL, and that man deserves a head coaching position. That's my opinion.
We'll go to Chargers.
Secondly, with me saying that, give me Cleveland to get the win. I am a Baker Mayfield believer, man. I am firm believer that young man is a stud. He deserved to be picked where he was. He's a franchise quarterback for a reason. And every Cleveland fan that dogged on him and hated on him, I guarantee you, is buying the crap out of his jerseys right now because he's the most popular man in Cleveland, more than LeBron. But anyway, give me Baker Mayfield. That is a dynamic duo he's got back in the backfield. Plus, he's got weapons all the way around him. And let's not sleep on that Cleveland defense. That Cleveland defense is a lot better than people get credit for. Give me Cleveland to get the win. Aaron, what about you, man?
Okay, so I believe
Come
this
on!
is
Another one? Jesus. Sorry.
so I believe So I believe this is a pretty cool rematch between the quarterbacks. I believe they played in a very exciting, high-scoring college football game. Patrick Mahomes and Baker Mayfield, Oklahoma versus Texas Tech. That was an exciting game. I think it was in 2016, 2017. Oh man, I got Kansas City on this one. I'm not a believer in the Browns yet. I'm proud that they made it this far, but I feel like this is as far as they're going this year. I feel like Kansas City is going to try to make another run. I'm shooting for Chiefs versus Bills AFC Championship game, and I feel like that's going to be an exciting game, but we're not there yet, and I got Chiefs for this one. Patrick Mahomes will be lights out. We've obviously seen him in this situation before last year, and I feel like he's going to make another run for it again, and I got Kansas City.
All right. Yeah. Nathan, who you got next, man?
All right. So I was just informed by someone.
Is it your scout again? Is this the scout?
My scout, yes.
Is this anonymous source from last week?
It is. Very same one. My anonymous source said that when Georgia beat Baker Mayfield in the playoff, they made Baker cry. So she claims that he's a little crybaby. So I'm going to go with Kansas City on this. I'd love to see Baker do it, but looks like my source is telling me not to choose that. So I'm going to go with Kansas City on it.
Did you tell your source about Dan Lanning, by the way, yet?
No, my source is. I can't say a lot to my source. I just got to take her advice when I get it.
Oh, so okay. So now we finally got him to say that it's a she. So I'm glad we got that.
Hey, look, I will say.
I have a feeling I know who this source is.
Look, she was about to tell me because in our last pick, the Ravens game, she told me don't pick against Lamar Jackson.
Hey,
because he'll prove you wrong, basically.
Yep. He was 0-2 in the playoffs until last week. So.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
but he did finally get that first playoff win, so maybe that'll.
He did. I think that'll start something for him. But yeah, give me Kansas City, dude. I just feel like Patrick Mahomes gonna come out, and you got Tyron Hill. I mean, dude.
Yeah.
They're gonna have a lot on them. So Browns, I just don't. I'd love to see him go a little bit further, but Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs, they're gonna come in and just shut them down, dude. So give me Kansas City by, what was the spread?
9.5.
9.5. Give me 14 on it.
All right. Bum, who you got, man?
Let's say a moment of silence real quick for the Kansas City Chiefs because we're going with the dog pound, baby.
While he's holding the dog.
I am a big supporter of the underdog. My dog just kicked me off. Hold on.
Wait, he's freaking out.
That's a sign. He chose the wrong one.
Well, hey, Chris, he's just froze. Go ahead, Christian.
Yeah, the Steelers are not, or the Chiefs are not the Steelers. The Steelers overlooked the Browns last week.
No, the Chiefs are the Chiefs.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, go ahead.
He's saying the Chiefs aren't the Steelers.
I know what he's saying, man. Go ahead.
Threw me off.
Hey, man.
But yeah, I think the Chiefs will be ready for the Browns after seeing. They're not going to overlook the Browns, is what I'm saying. They are well aware that the Browns can win, and they proved that against the Steelers. So I think with that being said, the Chiefs will be ready, and it'll be ugly. I don't think it'll be close, honestly.
Okay,
Props to the Browns. Props to the Browns for getting that playoff win, but it ends against the Chiefs.
Yep. All right, John, what you got next, man?
So me, you, and Brandon got the good old Browns. Okay, cool.
Yes.
Hang on, I got Mr. Johnson's brother-in-law watching on the show as well right now from Atlanta. He said, "Thank y'all guys for the moment of silence. I really do appreciate it for my brother-in-law." I don't know if y'all saw that or not yet, but I just got a message on our Facebook.
You are very welcome, sir. We did it with honor. We did it with our hearts. We did it for not only Memphis Tiger fans here, but Memphis Tiger fans all around the country. If you happen to be watching or listening right now, Phineas was a very special man to multiple people, not only on this show, but all around Tiger Nation. So, yeah, not a problem. You're very welcome. We don't mind doing that at all. What you got?
And also, he's also a big Titans fan for a lot of people that don't know about him as well.
Yeah.
I give him a lot of credit for that as well. And I know like you said, Wes, he was definitely a big listener to our show. The last game of the weekend is Tampa Bay at New Orleans. New Orleans is a 3.5-point favorite. Over and unders at 51.5. 11-5 Tampa Bay, 12-4 New Orleans. Tom Brady's 4-1 at 6'10" for 4,633 yards, 40 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. Drew Brees, 275 at 390 for 2942, 24 touchdowns and 6 interceptions. Ryan Ladley has Tampa Bay in the upset because Tom Brady always finds a way to win the games inside of a dome. I'm going to go last here this time, guys. Go ahead.
All right. So, do y'all remember earlier in the season when these two teams met? And I'm pretty sure Tom Brady got beat pretty bad. Did he not? And everybody was saying, he's lost a step. He's lost it. They're questioning why is he there? Can him and Bruce Arians get along? Look at where we are. We're in the playoffs. And look who's there. Tom freaking Brady. That's who I'm going with. Give me Tom Brady. Give me this very talented Tampa Bay Buccaneers team all the way around, both sides of the ball. They got talent. Give me Tampa Bay. Go ahead, Bum.
Well, before my dog kicked me off a second ago, I was talking about Cleveland. So can I finish talking about Cleveland for a second?
Absolutely.
Okay. Well, my dog kicked me off. That might be her telling me to pick the Chiefs. But as a Broncos fan, I can't pick the Chiefs, so I'm not doing it. Sorry, Memphis, not picking the Chiefs.
She's gonna poop in the floor now.
Exactly.
She's on my bed, so I hope she doesn't poop on my bed.
Keep it PG, buddy. No.
All right, this is the toughest matchup thus far in the playoffs, I believe. I visited the city of New Orleans about a month ago. Great place, great food, great people. They love their Saints down there. But I don't love their Saints on Sunday night. I'm picking Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We're going to see Aaron Rodgers versus Tom Brady for the NFC Championship game. Two of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. And it's going to be a throwdown. So
See, yeah.
Christian,
what
who
is
you
my
got,
dog doing?
man? Christian, who you got?
Yeah, I'm excited to see the Breeze and Brady matchup. However, I think Brady will come out on top. And I hate to say it because this may be Breeze's last year, but I just don't think I don't think the Saints have what it takes to go all the way this year. They are a good team, but there's a lot of other good teams they're gonna have to go through. And I think Brady, he's got more weapons out there. The Tampa Bay defense is a little bit of a question mark, but I think they're able to score enough points against the Saints to get the win. And then it'll set up a big matchup against Aaron Rodgers next week.
Aaron, who you got, man?
I got the Buccaneers. Tom Brady is a beast in the playoffs, and he has been since 2002. And I'm excited to see this game, but I got Buccaneers.
All right. Aaron. I'm sorry, Nathan. Who you got?
Well, I mean, the Saints, Breeze coming back off the injury and everything. But I mean, man, it's Tom Brady though, dude. He's in a playoff. I mean, he's the man. The man's a beast. I mean, he knows how to win games. He knows how to. He's been in the playoff way too many times. He's been to Super Bowl way too many times. He's got a squad. He's got, he's still got Gronk with him. So, you got that matchup to deal with. The Bucs defense, not really impressed that much by them. But you know what? I'm going to do this. It's going to be. This is going to be the best game to watch by far. You got two Hall of Famers going at it, and Drew Brees and Tom Brady. I mean, you couldn't ask for a better matchup of two quarterbacks. So I'm just going to go ahead and say it. I'm picking who dat nation. Give me the Saints. I think Drew Brees. I think this is his year to do something. So Tom Brady.
No.
I hate it, but who dat nation, man?
Is this me or is the Alabama fan talking about someone winning too much?
Exactly.
I wasn't gonna say it.
You can't always make it. You can't always make it. I mean, look at us. We got put out last year, and we didn't even touch a playoff.
1 year.
True that.
Yeah.
1 year though. 1 year.
But man, think about how hungry Clemson's going to be next season. 2 back-to-back that you don't win. I think that's going to be dangerous next year, Clemson. But go ahead, John.
First of all, Wes, there's a good game if you want to watch football or anything else right now on ESPNU.
What's on?
Alabama over Ohio State.
I got to go to the office in the morning kind of early, so I'm gonna have to go to bed after this. So I really hate that I gotta miss that. Go ahead.
No, Nathan, you made an interesting point regarding New Orleans, and y'all made an interesting point on Tampa Bay's defense as well. But I think New Orleans' defense is going to come ready to play and basically put some pressure on Tom Brady. I think New Orleans is going to maybe get a few turnovers on the fumble from Leonard Fournette or even a few interceptions from Tom Brady. And I like the Saints at home and Drew Brees over Tom Brady in a close one, though. I think it's going to be like a late field goal. Could be the difference.
But you also got Kamara Hunt. I mean, run the ball for him. I mean, and Kamara Hunt. I mean, but he's not just running; he's also catching for the man. I mean, so we've seen this in college football. I mean, Najee Harris does the same thing for Mac Jones, and look what he did.
Does it have to always be Alabama players? Can it be somebody else in the country?
Why can't you use Clemson players?
Even Kamara was at Alabama for a while.
I mean,
we might as well call it.
I mean, come on now. Yeah, like start your own show.
Imagine what you got, to be able to let Kamara walk at Alabama. Like,
You know, I want to bring. I've been arguing with a lot of people regarding this lately. I know we're talking about NFL a little bit, but what about college football, real quick? I want to bring up defense coordinator for Cincinnati just recently took a job to go to Notre Dame. He told his players in the meeting, though, that he was headed to LSU on a $2.5 million a year contract. What did y'all think of that move of him going to Notre Dame instead of LSU? I know Notre Dame has the money and everything, but are y'all kind of surprised that he decided to go to Notre Dame instead of LSU?
Not at the moment, just because
LSU's
Notre
in
Dame
some
was
trouble.
Notre Dame was a playoff team, and like Aaron said, that's a good point. LSU's got a lot of stuff going on there. And yeah, like Notre Dame's a good job. I mean, you can't deny it. Maybe he's going to try to, get them over that hump, of not being able to win in the playoffs.
Yeah, as far as that job's concerned, I take Notre Dame just for the sheer fact that the NCAA is like not only knocking on their door, like they've already kicked the front door down, the back door, the side door, the other side door. They've gone through the basement. I mean, it's not pretty at LSU. Some heads are going to roll, and there's going to be some coaches that are without jobs, and for deservedly so, I think. But I think right now you go to Notre Dame. I mean, because they're not in the ACC moving forward, as far as
it could be next year. You never know.
I mean, true, could be. But if not, then they go right back to the independent scene, which means they set their own schedule. Obviously, everyone does, but you know what I mean. I think it's less pressure at Notre Dame than it would be at LSU. Because
I don't know
at LSU,
about
but
I don't know if I agree with that now.
You don't think so?
Notre Dame. I mean, Notre Dame. There's a lot of pressure at Notre Dame, I'm sure, but I mean,
but there's more at LSU.
I wouldn't say that either. I mean, maybe.
What happened? Where is LSU? All right, let me ask you this: what's the difference in the two coordinators? Why are both these schools looking for coaches?
Well, one, the Notre Dame coach took the Vanderbilt job.
No,
Yeah.
Right. What happened to the LSU coach?
Got fired.
Right. Okay. So there's my beater right there.
But look at the two different the seasons that they had.
It doesn't matter.
LSU had a pretty bad season, of course, but by their standards. But
by anybody's standards, that's a bad season.
It's never heard of, because both Alabama, Clemson, and Ohio State, they all proven that success builds on success, and then LSU wins. Like, yes, I get they lost 20 players or whatever. That's a lot of players, but still, isn't that supposed to build your platform and build your recruiting? And then all of a sudden, they're like, you don't be the best team in history, or arguably the best team in history, and then turn around and only win 3 games.
Exactly. I mean, that fan base, and I mean, I'll go ahead and say it. I don't want to say every fan base. Most fan bases in the SEC have that expectation. And coming off the season that they had last year, yes, they had extremely high expectations. I understand that. But I just feel like the pressure and the eyes on you in Baton Rouge, because every single week, if you look at Notre Dame's schedule, they got some little cupcakes.
That's true.
You look at LSU, it's Bama. It's
I think that's the difference right there.
Exactly. That when I say the pressure is on LSU, that's a pressure cooker job. You win now, or you're not here next year.
You're right.
Doesn't Notre Dame got a schedule like 8 ACC games on schedule?
You could argue that Notre Dame doesn't have as much pressure because they are Notre Dame.
Because even the teams they had to play every year, like USC, Stanford, they're not like they were. So that's like, I mean, I'm hoping one of these days they might be, but
they haven't really had to have a lot of pressure.
But that's the thing, though. It's like what Aaron was just saying. You had USC and Stanford, okay? But then you look at the SEC West. You got teams like Arkansas. You got teams like Auburn. You got teams. I mean, LSU. All of those
On the rise.
Yeah, and they can compete with USC and Stanford, and might even blow them out. To even say that. So Notre Dame, for them to actually have a lot of pressure, because I mean, you come into the SEC, you come in because they want a winning season off of you. They need something. The East right now is being controlled because Florida's controlling the East. I mean, it's either Florida or Georgia over there right now. So it ain't really much of a matchup. But when you look at Alabama or the SEC West, you got Alabama that can compete. You got Arkansas. You got Auburn. You got LSU. You got all these teams right here that can be up there. But
Vanderbilt.
Notre Dame.
I'm already ready for next season. I'm going to a couple games at least.
But
That's
think
what they all
about it,
say.
Texas,
Notre Dame has
Christian.
to prove something.
Arkansas,
Yeah.
Texas.
Because all Notre Dame proved this year was they do the same thing in playoff. They lose the playoff game.
Yeah.
Exactly right.
I really hope we can have fans next year. I don't want to see it.
Now y'all see my point about the LSU job versus the Notre Dame job. Okay, go ahead, John.
Now that we broke it down, yeah. My initial
Brandon,
was like
Brandon, what do you
Notre
think
Dame.
about it?
What did I think about what?
The Cincinnati defense coordinator turning down LSU and telling his players that he's going to LSU and going to Notre Dame instead.
Chase that money, brother.
I like it. I like it.
At the end of the
Because
day,
you know
all
what?
it's about is the money.
You can't.
You know what? Memphis doesn't have to scheme against them next year.
And also, he doesn't have to coach it against the SEC, so that's a plus.
Hey, Brandon, you want to give us some interesting news out of Athens, possibly?
Sure, I'll give you some interesting news. Former University of Memphis linebackers coach Dan Lanning, now the defensive coordinator at the University of Georgia, last year was actually in the running for the University of Memphis head coaching job, is probably headed to the University of Texas to be the defensive coordinator for Steve Sarkisian. I think that is, if he does accept it, I think that's an incredible move and a great move by Sarkisian. Lanning, that defense at Georgia, I know their offense doesn't translate, but that defense translates every time they hit the football field. I think that is just a great hire if he can get them down there, because Texas, I mean, let's be real. If Texas isn't good at football, football's not at the peak of the fun that it can be. When Tennessee's as bad as they are, that's fun. But Texas, when they're good and their fans start getting, because they have possibly the biggest fan base in the country
and the biggest alumni.
When their fans,
Aaron, we're going to that game next year. Now that they're going to be probably good.
Oh yeah.
But they got a new coach.
But Christian, I feel like we're going to be good too, though.
Yeah.
you know who's going to be good?
The Hogs.
University of Memphis. Go Tigers.
I mean, yeah.
You know, I'm not gonna say much because y'all are Memphis fans, but I just want them to join a bigger conference so they can
Hey,
actually.
we'll see y'all in 2 years, or 3 years. It's okay.
Arkansas.
Hey, when that collective agreement comes through, we'll be seeing y'all. Don't worry.
Yep.
I mean, y'all could probably beat Arkansas right now.
I mean, we're playing Arkansas in what, 2023 or 2024? We signed a 4-year contract with them.
Interesting.
We'll see him in Fayetteville, Christian.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
Hey,
Yes,
and we're also playing a state school for the first time in years. We're playing Pine Bluff this fall too. Arkansas Pine Bluff.
I
We
like
haven't played any.
That will be very ugly.
Hey, I like
You'll enjoy their marching band, and that's probably about it.
They do have a good marching band.
just like we enjoyed Southern's band.
Hey, but Christian, I'm ready for a game that Arkansas is involved in where it looks ugly and we look good. You know, like.
Yeah.
You're going to get it. With Arkansas Pine Bluff, you'll get it.
Yeah, Arkansas is the one on the back end of that, you know.
Wes, before we end the show, we forgot to talk about some interesting news out of Ohio last week as well, which Aaron will give us some more information on that.
Oh, are you talking about the
Hall of Fame finalists for the 2021 Hall of Fame?
Okay. All right.
Wes, you haven't heard this yet, have you?
I don't think so.
All right. So we got Jared Allen, defensive end, Kansas City, 2004 to 2007.
Yeah.
We have and he was also at Minnesota Vikings and Chicago Bears and Carolina Panthers. We have Rondé Barber, defensive back, 1997 to 2012, Tampa Bay. Tony Boselli, tackle, 1995 to 2001, Jacksonville Jaguars. And then 2002, he was at the Houston Texans. Injury reserve. Leroy Butler, safety,
Nice.
1990 to 2001, Green Bay Packers.
Yeah, nice.
Alan Faneca, or it's Faneca. He's a guard. He was from 1998 to 2007, Pittsburgh Steelers. We also have Torrey Holt, wide receiver, 1999 to 2008, St. Louis Rams. And then in 2009, he joined the Jacksonville Jaguars.
I forgot about him there. Yeah.
Calvin Johnson, wide receiver.
Megatron.
He's not a first ballot Hall of Famer. He should be on like 2 years from now. And the next guy you say is definitely not a first ballot.
John Lynch.
I was going to say this.
It's a joke. He's a Bronco.
He's a 49er now, though.
So we have John Lynch. He's a free safety, or was a free safety, 1993 to 2003, Tampa Bay. And then also we have Buccaneers. Or hold on one second. We have Peyton Manning.
No, he's not a Hall of Famer.
No, he's not a Hall of Famer. They should make a Peyton Manning Hall of Fame. It should be like him, Brady, Breeze, and Rodgers all get their own Hall of Fame.
It would have to be really long because he has a really long neck and a really long forehead.
That's a 5-head, brother.
We have Clay Matthews, linebacker, 1978 to 1993, Cleveland Browns.
Man, I thought you were talking about the other one.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
I was like, he didn't play then.
What? I was like,
Hey, man, I think you're talking
no
about
way
the
he's a
second one,
first. I did too. I was like, there's no way he's a first ballot Hall of Famer. He just got out of the league. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I think that's his dad.
Yeah, it was his dad.
I was gonna say Clay Matthews might. I was gonna say Clay Matthews could have thanked Brady Quinn for his sister.
Knew it.
We
Go
have
ahead.
Sam Mills, linebacker, 1986 to 1994, New Orleans Saints, 1995, 1997, Carolina Panthers. We have Richard Seymour, defensive end / defensive tackle, 2001 to 2008, New England Patriots. What's up?
Go ahead.
2009 to 2012, Oakland Raiders. We have Zach Thomas, linebacker, 1996 to 2007, Miami Dolphins. 2008, Dallas Cowboys. Reggie Wayne, wide receiver, 2001 to 2014, Indianapolis Colts.
Deserves it, yes.
Charles Woodson, defensive back,
Nasty.
1998 to 2005, 2013 to 2015, Oakland Raiders. 2006 to 2012, Green Bay Packers. That's it.
That's a good group.
That's a very good group. It's a very good group.
Did you say Torrey Holt?
Yeah.
Okay, so the cool thing about it is, since they didn't have the induction this year for the 2020 class, these guys will probably be getting inducted at the same time, and I hope that Torrey Holt makes it, because seeing him and Isaac Bruce going at the same time would be really cool.
Yeah.
Greatest show on turf.
That's what I was
But that'd be really cool. That's like the first football memories I have were watching the Patriots and the Rams in the Super Bowl and the Titans and the Rams in the Super Bowl. Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Belichick shut that greatest show on turf down in that game in the Super Bowl.
Man, I sure would hate to mute your mic.
Hey, Wes. I got a question.
You want to get muted too? Go ahead.
No, I'm trying to. I can't watch the Avalanche and Blues game. What's the score?
Hey, how about we kick him?
All right.
Can we kick Nathan?
Where's that button, man? Hold on, Nathan.
Watch the Blues be winning now.
It is what, 5-0? I think it's 5-0 right now.
Okay.
Jeez.
All right, folks. Well, thank
It's the
you very
altitude.
much for watching tonight. This has been a great show. It's been long, but thank you very much for watching. We got a full day ahead tomorrow. Check out the website. We're going to get everything updated on there. Thank you for everybody for watching, listening on iHeartRadio, watching on YouTube as well, and also on Instagram, also on Twitter. Also check out the website. We have links on both. Brandon, thank you very much. Christian, all the fellas, Nathan, once again, thank you, my brother. Y'all be good, be safe, and for everybody.